Hello and happy Black History Month, everyone. I know we are 10 days away from the end of the month, and I know I probably should have done this at the beginning of the month, but better late than never, right? Since every year in the month of February we celebrate Black History Month, I figured that here on the channel I talk to you about, and hopefully this becomes an annual thing here on my channel, where I talk about many of my favorite black characters as well as heroes throughout all the comics and fiction. Today's episode, I'm going to talk to you about the first black superhero to headline his own comic book series back in the 1970s, more specifically back in 1972. And that character is Luke Cage, the original hero for hire, the original Power Man. His original name was Carl Lucas, and he was originally created by Archie Goodwin, George Tuska, Roy Thomas, and John Romita Sr. And he made his very first appearance in the self-titled series Luke Cage Hero for Hire. And even though he wasn't the first black superhero ever created, that title belongs to Black Panther, that made his first appearance in the original Fantastic Four comics back in the 1960s. Luke Cage was, in fact, the first black superhero to headline his own comic book series, and thanks to a lot of writers and artists as well as Marvel Studios, he has been one of the most beloved characters, not only in all of Marvel Comics, but throughout comics and fiction. Speaking of his Netflix series, I am a huge fan of his Netflix series. Now it's on Disney Plus, along with the Daredevil, the Jessica Jones, the Iron Fist, and the Defender, and the Punisher stuff. I definitely really enjoyed his Netflix series a lot, both seasons, in fact. I think it's one of the best shows Marvel Studios has ever put out, in my opinion. It's definitely one of my favorite from the Netflix stuff. Um, with that being said, though, for those who are not too familiar with the backstory of Luke Cage, even though similar to his counterpart in the MCU, he was accused of a crime he didn't commit. Although in the comics, he was a former gang member, whereas in the MCU, I think he was once a military police officer. I could be right or wrong, but to my knowledge, he was a military police officer somewhat. With that being said, he was framed for a crime he didn't commit, and while during his time in prison, in order to gain his freedom, he had to agree to some sketchy experiments, which in the process gained him superpowers, i.e., Herculean-like superhuman strength, a pretty solid regenerative healing factor, although it's nowhere near as powerful as characters like Wolverine, impressive levels of superhuman stamina, and according to the narration in the comics, titanium-like skin, which makes his skin nearly impenetrable, nearly indestructible. Um, I mean, and funny enough about me, I never knew this character existed until I played the original Marvel Ultimate Alliance game on the original Xbox back in 2007. And I remember I was scrolling through the team menu. I was like, "Who's Luke Cage? Never heard of this character." So then afterwards, I proceeded to go on my family's computers and look up the character, and I was like, wow, I was very impressed with his backstory and so on and so forth. Luke Cage, obviously, has been a very famous and popular black character in all comics and fiction, especially on the hero side of things. Um, he's a great character in my opinion. I mean, as I said, I really enjoyed his Netflix series, and I mean, he's one of the more formidable black characters. He's one of the more popular black characters out there, and you know, um, Ozzy's been a part of many different teams, are the Heroes for Hire, the New Avengers, the Avengers themselves, the Thunderbolts. Hell, as of right now, he is currently the mayor of New York City in the comic books. I think that's pretty damn awesome, if I don't say so myself. He's married to Jessica Jones, who happens to be a superpower being herself, and has a daughter with her named Danielle, who hopefully gets to showcase that she inherited the abilities of both her parents, but we shall see. That is it for today's video. Hope you all have a great day today, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.